Hello everyone, it's Aaron here, aka the Cricket Connoisseur, and welcome to yet another live watch-along here on Quality Shots. Now, Faizan will be here in due course, but for the time being, you've got me, the resident Warwickshire and Namibia fan as well, of course, here on the live stream, taking you through match 37 of the 2021 ICC T20 World Cup between India and Scotland. This should be an absolutely brilliant game. I cannot wait for this. It's a massive game for Scotland in particular. And in terms of the toss, birthday boy Virat Kohli has won the toss and elected to put his side in to have a bowl first in this match, which, to be honest, India desperately need to win. After the New Zealand-Namibia game earlier, in which the Black Caps emerged victorious by 52 runs, India desperately need a massive win here. Massive. They need to boost that net run rate massively and hopefully pray that Afghanistan can beat New Zealand in their respective game in a few days' time. But in terms of the starting 11s for today's teams, we have got them at the bottom of your screen. The India starting 11 is Rohit Sharma, KR Rahul, Virat Kohli, Suryakumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, Ravi Jadeja, Ravichandran Ashwin, Mohammad Shami, Jasprit Bumrah and Varun Chakravarti. So an incredibly strong India side there for today's game in Dubai. And on the flip side of that, we do, of course, have India's opposition, the mighty Scotland. We have George Munsey, captain Coetzer opening the batting, Matt Cross at 3, Richie Berrington at 4, Callum McLeod at 5, Michael Leask at 6, Chris Greaves at 7, Mark Watt at 8, Safian Sharif at 9, Alistair Evans at 10, and Speed Demon, Brad Wheel, everyone's favourite Hampshire seamer, in the team at number 11. So this is a historic day for Scottish cricket, a real monumental, I suppose, scenario, situation and occasion for a team which trains in an indoor school in Scotland. So huge day for the men in purple. Feel free to get your predictions down in the comments below. As I said beforehand, Faizan will be joining me in due course in around about 35 to 40 minutes time to take you through this game. But yeah, I'm going to be honest, in terms of predictions, I love Scotland. They are one of my, favourite associate teams, but I do feel like India, especially after winning the toss, electing to have a bowl first in a night game in Dubai where there is a dew factor. Yeah, I fancy India emerging victorious in this. But let me just put it up on your screen yet again. Match 37. India have won the toss and elected to have a bowl first. So I'm very much looking forward to this. I must admit, it's a huge day for Scottish cricket. It's a massive day for India as well as the hosts. If India do lose this game, that is their tournament over. We've already seen the defending champions, the West Indies, the men in maroon. Their campaign has unfortunately come to an end, as has Sri Lanka's. So yeah, India will hopefully be hoping that they will not suffer a similar fate in today's game against Scotland. But yes, guys, feel free to get comments in. We aren't just here to talk about India, Scotland, sorry. We do, of course, have lots to talk about in the world of cricket. It can be associate, international, whatever. Feel free to get them in there. Mohammed, India aren't losing this game. Fair enough, Mohammed. Fair enough. You never know, though, in cricket. You never know. Okay, Scotland can't go in there with that attitude. They have to try and cause a giant killing today. Fair enough. Even I'll admit this as a bit of a biased Scottish cricket fan. I do think Scotland are massive underdogs. Of course they are. India are the favourites. They're the hosts. And importantly, they've won the toss and elected to have a bowl first. There's going to be that dew factor in Dubai tonight. Absolutely no doubt about that whatsoever. So India definitely firm favourites. I can't deny that. But with that being said, it's T20 cricket. You never know. Scotland have got the likes of Munsey, Coetzer, Matt Cross, Berrington. If one of these guys go big, who knows? Who knows? That's the format. But as Mohammed, you rightfully said, Scotland need to try and do what Namibia did against Pakistan, 100%. They do indeed. They need to try. You need to put up a fight, and Scotland will. Scotland will definitely put up a fight. I've no doubt about that whatsoever. These are a team full of grit, character, fortitude, resilience. The Scots aren't going to roll over and just allow India to walk all over them. They're going to put up a good fight, a good resistance. Coetzer wouldn't allow them to just roll over. So this is going to be a massive game for Scotland. I'm really happy for the boys as well. It's the first time they've ever reached the Super 12s in an ICC T20 World Cup. Got some really good players on display. Lots of these boys play county cricket. So Brad Wheel, for example, plays for Hampshire. Safian Sharif this season was playing for Kent. Coetzer used to play for Northamptonshire, Durham. So I'm quite accustomed to a lot of these players. But yeah, I do think that this is going to be a pretty big mountain to climb for the Scots tonight. Mohammed, again, spot on. Just try to stay in the game, do the simple things right. And an important thing tonight as well will be fielding. Mohammed, as you rightfully said beforehand, in the Scotland, in the Namibia-Pakistan game, the fielding did let Namibia down. I think they conceded 26 extra runs or something. And when you think about it, that game, it did kind of, determine the overall outcome of that. Pakistan eventually ending up as the victors in that game in Abu Dhabi. So Scotland, just do the basics right. Don't go searching for wickets, field as well as possible. And something which I want to see tonight is putting India under pressure in the field. That means attacking the ball, closing down those angles, not allowing for quick twos between the likes of Rohit Sharma, Rahul, Suryakumar Yadav, whoever's there. You have to attack the ball. Do not give India any space, because otherwise they'll exploit it. With teams like this, with a team with the caliber, the quality, the talent of India, if you give them an inch, they will take a mile. So 100%. Very, very well said, Mohammed. Adil, 130 for Scotland. Would that be enough to defend for the Scottish bowlers? I'm going to be honest, on this surface, no. I don't think it would, Adil. In Dubai, you're looking at 160, 170 minimum. And that's to be really competitive. I don't think 130 would be enough. They do have the players. They have the necessary weapons in the arsenal. The George Muncie's, the Carl Coetzers, the Richie Berringtons. They have got the weapons to produce a 160 or 170. But it's going to be a tremendously, tremendously difficult task against an outstanding India side. Also, I do believe in fact, I did miss it on the banner. I thought I had. Yes, apologies for any confusion with regards to the other banner at the bottom. I forgot to mention Rishabh Pant is playing for India as well. He was missing in our original banner. I'll just add that now. Rishabh Pant is the keeper. There we go. Fantastic. So, yeah, just a reminder in terms of tonight's starting 11s for Scotland. You've got George Muncey, Carl Coetzer. He's the captain. Matthew Cross, Richie Berrington, Callum McLeod at 5, Michael Leask, Chris Greaves, the man of the tournament so far in terms of, the breakthrough star, you can argue. Mark Watts, Safyan Sharif, Alistair Evans and Brad Wheel. And then for India, you've got Rohit Sharma, Rahul, Virat Kohli, Suryakumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya. There is Rishabh Pant as well. That hasn't actually saved. Ravi Jadeja, Ravichandran Ashwin, Mohammad Shami, Jasprit Bumrah and Varun Chakravarti. I think it's a character limit. Hang on. Let me actually redo that banner at the bottom. That's what it is. So, yeah, Rishabh Pant is batting at 5, just to clear up any confusion there. Rishabh Pant. There we go. Fantastic. That should have saved now. Yes, there it is. That's all good now. Mohammed, what I like about New Zealand is that they keep on fighting and they do the simple things right. They keep it really simple and that works for them. Yeah, fair enough, exactly. And that's how they win games. And it's been pretty successful so far. It has to be said, as Flower of Scotland plays through the speakers at the Dubai International Stadium, it's a wonderful national anthem. It really is Flower of Scotland. And I imagine these boys are going to be tremendously proud tonight. They've got their friends, they've got their family, they've got massive backing back in Scotland as well. And it's been fantastic to read what the media have been saying. They've been so supportive of the boys. So, yeah, this is a massive, massive day. It's a seminal moment for me in Scottish cricket. Playing India in a T20 World Cup in the Super 12s. They've qualified for the next edition as well in Australia. Oh, good luck to the Scots. And, of course, good luck to India as well. India do need a victory in this, and a big one as well. They'll be hoping to dismiss Scotland for less than 100 runs if they can. That will be a difficult task. And then, doing what Australia did the other day against Bangladesh and chasing them down within 10 overs, because India desperately need the net run rate. They really do in this particular game tonight, as Jana Gana Mana now plays in Dubai. Again, a lovely national anthem. I love Jana Gana Mana. It's very, very nice. Mohammed as well. I do just have a question, actually, Mohammed. Who's been your standout Pakistan player so far? I'd love to know your thoughts on this, because Shaheen Shah Afridi, for me, I think I'd choose him. But Babar's been fantastic. Rizwan's been fantastic. I'd like to know who your standout. And also Harris Ralph. I think Harris Ralph and Asif Ali, 2 guys who weren't massively fancied, to be honest, before the tournament began. They've been incredibly impressive. So please do let me know your thoughts on that, Mohammed. Even though Pakistan has had a very good tournament so far against Namibia and Afghanistan, Pakistan bowled pretty poorly. Yeah, I agree against Namibia. Against Namibia, it did got a little bit sloppy, didn't it? But you know what? They won in the end. They've qualified for the semi-finals. You can be a little bit, less concerned, I'd say, about that, to be honest. You can be a little bit more lenient with regards to Pakistan. They've already done the heavy lifting, I suppose, in this tournament. They're in the semi-finals. They should top the group as well. But as I said, I would like to know, Mohammed, your favourite Pakistan player so far. And in fact, for anyone out there from your respective countries, let me know who's been your standout player from the T20 World Cup so far. I've really, really liked Asif Ali. I think he's been fantastic. For the mighty Namibia as well, for anyone who knows me beforehand, I do love the Eagles. Ruben Trumpelman has been absolutely outstanding. Mark Watt for Scotland, again, continues to be impressive. Very shrewd, economic left-arm off-spinner. And then for England, I have to say my boy Chris Woakes. Chris Woakes has been absolutely brilliant. He really has, getting wickets in the power play. I think his economy rate in this year's T20 World Cup so far, in overs 1 to 6, is below 5 runs an over, which is staggering. It really is. So, yeah, definitely the wizard for England, 100%. As India come out to have a bowl. And of course, happy birthday to Virat Kohli. Happy birthday to Virat Kohli. Another question, I suppose, for the chat as well. Guys, let me know your favourite ever Virat Kohli moment. Not necessarily for India, but maybe in the IPL as well. I can definitely think of a few, in particular for RCB. I mean, Virat's been an absolute legend over the years, one of the greatest batsmen on the planet right now, definitely. Mohammed Shaheen did well in the first 2 games, but then his performances have fallen away. My favourite player is Mohammed Rizwan. I really want him to play county cricket. I've said this so many times. I've said this on my own podcast. I've said this on this channel, actually, and on Cricket for Us, which I go on with Asjad. Again, massively passionate cricket fan. Definitely go and subscribe to Cricket for Us as well. But I love Rizwan. I really do. He's fantastic. Really is. So down to earth, as you said, Mohammed. Excellent batsman. Wonderful gloveman as well behind the stumps. Got a great wicket-keeping technique. And he's just so impressive. He really is. I just love Mohammed Rizwan. I think he's a fantastic player. I hope that he gets signed in county cricket. I think he'd be a good fit for Hampshire. Hampshire have just brought in Ross Whiteley as well. It'd be a real statement of intent down on the south coast to have Rizwan, James Vince opening, and then Ross Whiteley in the middle order. Goodness me, that would be absolutely terrifying. Mohammed, I love his demeanour. He puts in the efforts, and it's just great to have a guy like him in the team. Absolutely, 100%. 100%. Again, he encapsulates the spirit of the game so perfectly. He really does. He's so down to earth, so modest. And Adil, as you said as well, Virat and Rizwan, that moment in the first game was fantastic. It was a great show of sportsmanship. And I do read stuff on social media and in the normal media as well, I suppose, about the spirit of the game. And do we need the spirit of the game? Absolutely. Of course we do, because that's what makes cricket a special game. We don't even have rules. We have laws. We have laws that we have to abide by. And then we have the unwritten rules, which is the spirit. And Virat and Rizwan just did that perfectly, I think, in the first game. In one of the most pressure-filled situations that you'll ever get as an Indian or a Pakistan player. Bumrah will bowl the first over for India. Right, this should get interesting. So here we go. Match 37 is about to get underway. Jasprit Bumrah will bowl the first ball to Kent's George Munsey. Here we go, folks. Oh, straight away, Bumrah looking for the York in his first over. Hits George Munsey on the pad. Scotland, none for none in the first delivery. I do watch a little bit of the UFC, actually, Mohammed. Yeah, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Excellent fighter. Absolutely fantastic, isn't he? I think he retired undefeated as well, if I'm not mistaken, Khabib. Brilliant UFC fighter. Beat Conor McGregor, didn't he? And did he beat Poirier as well? Dustin Poirier, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I do like Khabib. An excellent fighter. Used to fight bears, which is a testament to the man's courage. Or Munsey tries to go for the expansive drive. Finds the man in the 30-yard circle. So Scotland still none for none. We're in the first over of the game. Jasprit Bumrah looks like he's got his tail up already. A really impressive, very disciplined start so far from Jasprit Bumrah. And just looking at the stars to watch, I'm glad Michael Leask is up there. Michael Leask is a little bit of an unsung hero of Scottish cricket. I'm going to be honest. He's been an excellent figure for the men in purple. Offered you handy spin, an excellent lower order finisher as well. And it's good to see him get some recognition. As Bumrah again goes searching very full, Munsey just opens the bat face, goes down to Varun Chakravarti, that is. down at third man, and Scotland are off the mark. Scotland 1 for none in their first over. This is becoming the UFC watch along. Usman versus Covington tomorrow. I'm going Usman, 100%. Going Usman. Without a shadow of a doubt. Hopefully he can win. He's got an excellent technique as Coetzer comes to the crease. Look at that strike rate, 150. The average isn't quite there for Carl. It's been a little bit of a disappointing tournament from an average perspective. But it's a good strike rate, 150. Very, very good indeed. That's a lovely moment in Dubai. The crowd has just given an excellent ovation. Virat Kohli just displayed up on the board as well. Happy birthday, Virat. And a worthy show of affection for one of the game's finest cricketers. Virat Kohli really is a legend. And as I said, guys, keep the comments coming. Oh, Bumrah. Goes full again, searching for that Yorker already, Jasprit Bumrah. And it hits Coetzer on the pads. Gets a leg by Scotland, 2 for none. Just watching that ball again. Bumrah, he's such a dangerous bowler, isn't he? And in fact, here's a question, actually, for all of you guys as the viewers. If you could have one bowler out of Kagiso Rabada, Pat Cummins, Jofra Archer, or Jasprit Bumrah for a T20 team, who would you choose and why? I would find that quite difficult to answer personally. I think I'd go Bumrah. But then again, Jofra. I love Jofra. I think he's a fantastic, fantastic bowler, no matter the format. Just looking at the landmarks there, George Munsey's only 6 runs away from 1,500 runs in T20 cricket. And Bumrah's 2 wickets away from becoming India's top wicket taker in T20 Is. I mean, he's been fantastic. He really has. Jasprit Bumrah over the years. Came from... what a shot that is. Okay, that is an outstanding shot. George Munsey. Bumrah goes a little bit searching. Bowls on a good length to George Munsey. Goes a little bit too leg side and Munsey just picks it up, flicks it so effortlessly, caresses it into the crowd. Scotland 8 for none at the end of the first over. What a delicious shot that is from George Munsey. Beautifully timed. Bumrah again, he's maybe just searching too much for that full delivery so far. Ends up missing his length slightly. And George Munsey punishes him in outstanding fashion. What a shot that is. Right, I just need to edit the banner at the bottom. So Scotland 8 for none in the first over. There we go. That should be coming up on your screen right now. They're 8 for none in the first over. And there we go. I was mentioning the landmark beforehand. That is 1,500 runs in the T20 format for George Munsey. What a player. Fantastic player. Always such an ominous sight when George Munsey gets into that 6-hitting vein. Although this is an interesting move. Varun Chakravarti is coming on to bowl in the second over. No Bhuvaneshwar Kumar today as well. I may just make that clear, actually. Again, I'll put those starting 11s down on your screen now, actually, for India. They haven't got Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. So Virat Kohli is going to something different in the power play. Chakravarti, of course, the mystery spinner. Will be interesting to see what he utilises from the bag of tricks. Here he comes on to bowl to Coetzer. And he starts off with looks like a carrom ball, that, in terms of his finger position. Worked on to the leg side by Coetzer for no run. Rabada and Bumrah play one, bench one. Oh, okay. That's a really tough one. Play one, bench one. Oh my goodness. That's a really tough one. Is that a question for me, Adil? Because I love them both. I think they're fantastic bowlers. KG, I'm going to be honest, in terms of the wider discussion of fast bowlers on this planet right now, I think deserves a little bit more recognition. We always talk about the Pat Cummins, the Jofra Archers, we talk about the Jasprit Bumrahs. Kagiso Rabada is an absolute machine. When he gets that ball reverse swinging in Test cricket, he's an absolute nightmare to face. If this is T20 cricket, I would play Bumrah and bench Rabada. If it's Test cricket, I would play Rabada and bench Bumrah. As I said, I love Kagiso in the Test format. I think he's absolutely sensational. He really is. And again, I'll just put a reminder of the Scottish 11 down at the bottom of your screen right there. Scotland 9 for none. So they're going at a run per ball so far, as Munsey now comes on to face Varun Chakravarti, who's bowling over the wicket. Oh, defends that one. That's a good ball, actually, from Virat Kohli. Very, very nice indeed. And in fact, if there are any India fans out there watching the live stream, this live watch along, please let me know your thoughts on the whole the leg spinner situation for India. Do you think India should be playing a leg spinner? What a shot that is from George Muncy. Reverse sweeps Varun Chakravarti effortlessly for 4. Beautifully played there from the Scottish opener. But in terms of India's lack of leg spinner, do you think they should play one? Because I always like a leg spin in T20 cricket. Maybe that's because I'm an RCB fan. I'm a Warwickshire fan as well. We have Jake Lintott for the T20 Blast. RCB have Yuzvendra Chahal. England have Adil Rashid. Are you in favour of India not having a leg spinner, or do you think they should be playing a Rahul Chahar, for example? Please do let me know your thoughts on that. And thank you to everyone who's tuned in as well. It's a pleasure. Oh, George Muncy, he's going for that reverse sweep yet again. This one doesn't quite pay off. Scotland 13 for none in the second over of their innings. And there we go. That is now appearing at the bottom of your screen. Also, guys, Faizan will be joining us in around about 10 minutes, I believe. 10, 15 minutes. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. And then I'll be exiting the stream at 2:45, so in around about 35 to 40 minutes time. And then I think we're going to pick back up for the second innings as long as we're both here. So it'll either be me or Faizan taking you through the rest of the first innings as Jasprit Bumrah comes on to bowl yet another over. This will be interesting, actually. I want to see how Coetzer approaches Bumrah here. Will he go for the attack, or will he just nudge and nerdle the strike against him? Because Bumrah, I mean, if you can nullify the threats, Scotland do have the finishers. You have Berrington, you have Michael Lease, Chris Greaves as well. Mark Watt can hit a long ball. I do find some interest in what Kyle's approach will be here. And again, Bumrah going for the Yorker. Mohammed, my question for you, what did Pakistan do different to win the game against India? Really, to be fair, I don't think you can ever give up, no matter who you support, because cricket's a funny game. Look at Namibia, for example. Namibia are a perfect example of this. 19th in the world. They are the lowest ranked side in this tournament. A lot of people completely wrote them off as Coetzer almost chips one straight to mid on there. But yeah, look at Namibia now. They're in the Super 12s. They're playing India. They're playing Pakistan. They're playing Afghanistan. They're playing some of the finest teams on the planet right now. And that's because they didn't give up. In terms of what Pakistan did differently, I think they went ultra aggressive. I'm going to be honest. In particular, Shaheen Shah Afridi. That opening spell was one of the best opening spells I've ever seen in T20 cricket. It really is as simple as that. He had two of... Oh, Bumrah's got him. Bumrah's got Coetzer. I'll come back to that point in a second. The first wicket has fallen. Coetzer gone 1 from 7 balls. Jasprit Bumrah, India's strike bowl sensation, has just got the big wicket of the Scottish captain in the third over. Scotland 13 for 1. Oh, it's a massive wicket. That is a huge wicket. As Adil's just said, Bumrah wicket, Coetzer is gone. Beautiful off-cutter. I'm just looking at Bumrah's fingers there. Beautiful off-cutter. Great change of pace. He's been testing Coetzer with the full and Yorker length deliveries. Puts his length back a little bit. Rolls the fingers to perfection. I think it takes a little bit of an edge offside Coetzer's blade. And that is the first breakthrough for Team India. And talking of India again, Mohammed, I will come back to your point actually in terms of that Shaheen Shah Afridi opening spell. Fantastic. It really was one of the most lethal, destructive, and also engrossing opening spells I've seen in white ball cricket. To dismiss Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul so early on in the innings really did, it laid the foundation. It set the tempo. It set the whole outlook of the game in Pakistan's favour. So I think that's what they did differently, to be honest. Pakistan came up and were really up for the fight. And to be honest, it's a good game of cricket. I really, really did enjoy it. I know in the end it did become a little bit one-sided. It was a 10-wicket victory after all for the men in green. But no, it's a very, very good way to kickstart the tournament, I think. With a game like that in Dubai. We saw some excellent batting from Rizwan and Azam. And obviously Afridi as well. But to be fair to India, after a slow start, India are coming back very strong now. That game against Afghanistan was outstanding. Bumrah looks so dangerous here. He honestly looks so dangerous. He's 1 wicket away from becoming India's all-time leading T20 wicket taker as well. Oh, it did. I think it did take a little bit of an inside edge there off Carl Coetzer's bat, but even so, great off-cutter there from Jasprit Bumrah. Indeed, as Faizan has said, remember to like the video, guys, and of course, subscribe to Quality Shot. Faizan will be joining me in due course in a little bit. And just look at that stat. Jasprit Bumrah in the Super 12 so far. Oh, I thought he'd got a wicket there. It's just fallen short of Suryakumar Yadav. But Jasprit Bumrah so far, 43 dot balls in the Super 12s. That is outstanding. And again, he looks like he could get a wicket maiden here, to be honest, for the men in blue. Oh, dicing with danger there, Matty Cross. Just falls short of Suryakumar Yadav at points. And on comes Bumrah again. Can he go? Yes, he can. Wicket maiden. An excellent over there from Jasprit Bumrah. He's got figures of 1 for 7 so far. Scotland 13 for 1 in the third over of their innings. I'll put that up on your screen now. 13 for 1 with the big wicket of Carl Coetzer. He has been the first man to fall in today's game. And yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts. There's actually quite a few of you in the live stream so far. Absolute pleasure to welcome you all here to the live watch along between India and Scotland. Match 37 of the ICC T20 World Cup. We're at the Ring of Fire, the Dubai International Stadium, for a must-win match for the tournament hosts. India need to bowl Scotland here out for less than 100 runs. That needs to be a minimum. They need to keep on applying the pressure. And who better to apply the pressure than Ravichandran Ashwin? With that characteristic Karen ball, he's an absolute magician. Was excellent again against Afghanistan the other night. Let's see if Ravichandran Ashwin can pull the rabbit out of the hat and get another big wicket here for India. He's going to be facing George Munsey first. We all know as well, Ravichandran Ashwin loves facing the left-handers, doesn't he? He's so prolific against them over the wickets. Just looking at economy rate as well, 3.5, outstanding. To be honest, I'm actually quite surprised that India didn't go to Ashwin a little bit earlier in the tournament. I know he didn't have the greatest of IPLs, but again, he has that element of mystery. The Karen ball itself is such a ferocious delivery. It really is. And here he is too, George Munsey already trying out that Karen ball. What's this next one from Mohammed? Wanted to ask you another thing. Do you think Afghanistan's bowling strategy is a tad too rigid? Yes. I'm going to be honest. I was very surprised the other night as well. Nabi only bowling 1 over. I think he went for 7 runs in the India match. He only bowled 1 over. So they do need to be a little bit more flexible, a little bit more dynamic. And a great example of this, actually, is England. Look at Owen Morgan and England so far. We don't just have one game plan. Adil Rashid might bowl an over in the power play. Moeen Ali's been bowling in the power play, as has Chris Wokes as well. England have adapted their bowling plans depending on the situation and the conditions at the stadium that they're playing in. So 100%, Afghanistan, they need to look at this. It's all well and good having clearly defined bowling plans and bowling strategies, but when those strategies aren't working, you need to be adaptable. You need to be flexible. So that is just one thing I would say is George Munsey still can't get off the mark here. Ashwin bowling very, very tight bowling, mostly stump to stump. That's around about 54, 55 miles per hour. Munsey needs to rotate the strike here. Aha, there we go, Faizan. Welcome, my friend.
Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? I'll tell you what, Scotland, I thought were going to get off to a fantastic start. That 6 off the last ball, the first over, and then India just come really strong here. George Munsey, though, is crucial, isn't he, to Scotland, I think?
Mm-hmm. Massively. 100%. George Munsey is the powerhouse at the top of the Scottish batting order. And this is the thing with these two. Matty Cross can play that accumulator role. He's someone who can play that dig in, adapt to conditions, and create a partnership here with Munsey. But Scotland need a foundation. They've got some excellent hitters, the likes of Richie Berrington, Michael Leask, Chris Greaves, Mark Watt as well. They have got the finishing powers, but you need a foundation. And that's something which did you just see that, Faizan? Is Ashwin alluding to the man cut?
That was hilarious. I don't know if he was alluding to the man cut. I think he actually went in and then he saw the batsman went into a switch it position, and to stop him doing that, he just stops, and then the batsman thinks twice about doing it again because he thinks, oh, actually, I don't know if I can do that and get away with it because he knows I potentially might do it, but he's actually done it again.
He's just done it. Muncie's just done it. What a shot!
Doesn't care. What a shot! Unbelievable shot.
In fact, Faizan, you could almost say a quality shot.
Yes,
subscribe.
I use that all the time. That's why I think, and it works for all three sports. So it's fantastic. What a shot again! It's another reverse sweep, but it's over the man at short third man for 4. So back-to-back 4s. What started off being a really good over for Ashwin has gone for 3 consecutive 4s at the end of that over. 12 off it. Wow.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that.
Very surprised indeed.
I really am. But then again, some excellent shots there from George Muncey, being proactive, isn't he? Indeed. In terms of his approach. I'm guessing, Faizan, you've got access to the controls and the comments.
Yeah, I've got the comments. I'll leave you to the banners if you want. I can do it as well. I can do the banners, and you can.
I think that's what we'll do. Perfect.
Yeah, no worries. Cool. Comments I've got here. I wanted to ask you another thing. Do you think Afghanistan's bowling strategy? I think you've answered that, haven't you? What
are your thoughts as well, actually, on that? Because I said they're a bit too rigid. They didn't really change the game plan against Pakistan or India.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned England, didn't you? And you said that obviously against, England, they have the ability that, of course, they look at the matchups, but they also adapt during the game. I think that's quite important. Nubby seems to be a very intelligent captain, so I wonder whether it was just a little bit of, I guess, being slightly cautious and worried about the matchups there as well. But I think they were too rigid. To be honest with you, I think, for example, Junnat could have come on. He only bowled 1 over, I think it was, in the end. He actually bowled very well against Pakistan, apart from that last over where he got hit. But overall, he's actually been bowling quite tight. He gives you a different option. They've got a lot of bowlers that they can choose from to the kind of time. They didn't quite use them. And as soon as Naveen started getting hit as he was, they should have thought, let's change it up here and maybe give him a rest, go to a different option, a different look, and then potentially go back to him when we get a breakthrough. But I think they were, as you said, a bit too rigid in their approach. And they'll learn from that, though. They seem a very progressive side, so you'd imagine they will. But disappointing a little bit because I think, obviously, the margin of defeat means that now it's opened the door slightly ajar for India here, isn't it?
And New Zealand.
And New Zealand, yeah, 100%. So I think, Afghanistan will be slightly disappointed, no doubt, by that. Interesting, they've got Chakravarti. So what's the team news, actually? I didn't even know. So who they dropped?
I've got those at the bottom, actually. So for all of our viewers as well, I will put those down on the screen below. India have dropped Bhuvneshwar Kumar. So Mohammad Shami, they've gone with 3 spinners in Jadeja, Ashwin, and Varun Chakravarti himself. You can find those across the bottom of your screen right now. And then for Scotland, again, no Josh Davey. Josh Davey is unfortunately injured, so that's a massive loss.
That's a big blow, yeah.
For the Scots, but they do have Coetzer back, which I suppose is at least a positive. But yeah, there you go. Scotland's playing 11 is now at the bottom of your screen there.
Yeah,
Muncey, again, he's trying, isn't he? He's got the intent, George Muncey.
Which is good, and that's what you need, right? I mean, I think, especially at the top, and it's difficult. We say it's good, and then if he gets out, 2-3 balls into the innings trying to do that, then you think, oh, what are you doing? But I'm sure batsmen are not as they've got good enough IQ that they'll play at the right times. You'd imagine in terms of shot selection, they know where the field is as well. They look at it, so he can see there. That's why he played the reverse shots against Ashwin, because he can see on the offside they're all within the ring, so he knows that he can go up and over. And if he gets enough on it, doesn't need to hit it super clean, doesn't need to go for 6, just needs to get enough to go over the infield for 4, which is interesting. Muncey's scoring areas, and that's so funny. Look at how much is behind point on the offside, 37%.
But then again, he always has been prolific with that reverse sweep. Always has. And he never gets, when we talk about great reverse sweepers of the ball, I think of Owen Morgan with that beautiful high bat lift as well. It's a beautiful shot when Morgs goes to the reverse sweep. But we don't really hear of George Muncey in the conversation. And yet,
because he's Scottish, unfortunately. That's the honesty, isn't it? I mean, it's not right. It's not right. But I think that's why, isn't it? I mean, it shouldn't be the case. But I think people don't. It's like, for example, Mark Watt. I had him on the channel, right? And we were talking, and he was saying, I think us guys are good enough like we should be getting picked up by the franchises because we can do a job. And then you saw Mark Watt hasn't gone for more than I think it's 6 and over.
6 and over, yeah.
Which
His
is
worst
incredible.
figures so far, 1 for 23, which is staggering.
So, you know, and I remember doing an interview with him, and he was like, look, you know, I can do a really good job here. And he's bowled phenomenally, really, very, very tight. So it just shows that I think potentially franchises and also us as viewers need to be a bit more open to, just because the whole collective isn't as strong as India and England, Australia, doesn't mean that certain players can't do specific roles in teams that aren't obviously countries. So I think they'll definitely see that. Namibia, I think, have definitely helped the cause as well by qualifying genuinely, but by being the lowest ranked side. And
I do always have the
yeah, and Trump women, etc. as well. So yeah, Harindu saying, yeah, I mean, I don't want to go into any match fixing allegations. I think, look, until there's concrete evidence, and there's no point even talking about it. Adil says, Harindu says Sri Lanka team is getting better day by day. They are. They're very impressive performance yesterday, I thought. As Mohammed Shami comes on. Oh, that's out. Oh, he's George Munsey. That's a big wicket, and he shakes his head and walks off. That's
my stream's slightly behind.
He's just chipped it straight to mid-on, trying to go over. Second ball of the over as well. He looks really disappointed. And I can understand why, because he just didn't quite get the elevation needed. It's a cutter as well by Shami. Very clever bowling. 24 off 19 is a good knock, but they probably need him to go quite deep there. And I think Carl Coetzer, did he open with him? So he's gone, isn't he?
Yeah. Carl Coetzer got again, funnily enough, another off cutter. That's what India are going to so far. The change the pace, the subtle variations, and it's working for them.
It seems to be digging into the pitch a little bit, gripping it a little bit. So that it's obviously stopping on the batsman. It's very clever, intelligent bowling from India, to be fair.
You see, this is why Josh Davies a massive miss, because again he's very good with the change of pace. He's got an excellent off cutter.
He is.
He would be good in tonight's game, but it's just one of those. Actually, going back to your point as well, Faizan, about Scottish cricketers, I'd love to see Mark Watt back in county cricket.
Agreed. Yeah.
There's a few counties that need a left arm spinner. I'm thinking Sussex now they don't have Danny Briggs.
Yeah.
Derbyshire as well. He used to play for Derbyshire, so I do imagine there'll be some competition for him. Safian Sharif as well. Yeah. I reckon he'll get a county gig.
No, I mean, he looked very good in the previous game against New Zealand as well, until that final over. But, you know, at the death, you can always get hit. So I think that happens. But I thought he was quite impressive, to be honest with you. Not express, but bowling early 80s and managing to get the ball to nibble. Good control, I thought, as well. So he looks like another good player. But I agree, Mark Watt. And left-arm spinners are gold dust. If you have a left-arm spinner who is accurate enough, doesn't need to turn the ball really at all. Look at Imad Wasim. Look at Mitchell Santner at the time. Akil was saying yesterday, bowling a lot of arm balls, not really getting any to turn. Doesn't matter because the left arm angle coming around the wicket is so effective. It really is. This is a fantastic start by Mohammed Shami. 3 dot balls and a wicket. And
see, this is the thing that I was worried about for Scotland. Because they're already, I mean, Berrington's one of those guys. You need him for the middle overs.
Yeah.
Again, you're in a little bit of trouble here.
They are. They're going to have to do a bit of a rebuild here, which is not ideal because they had a bit of momentum in Muncie if he was able to just keep going a little bit. But, yeah.
Oh, Faizan, there's a question actually here for you. I'll put it up on the screen. With regards to the Kyle Azam Trophy, which can I just say, I watched it last season. The final was brilliant, wasn't it, with Hassan Ali?
Unbelievable,
for Central Punjab. Brilliant. And Nauman
Ali
as well.
What
did he say? Like 60 wickets?
And that's how he ended up getting picked for Pakistan, which rightly so. And he did a really good job for us in the test scene. So, I thought that was a really, really good addition. And, he's a good player, man. I mean...
To answer Mohammed's question, though, are you guys following it this year? Absolutely. As I said, I loved it. I love the proactivity, the ingenuity, I think, actually, from Wasim Khan as the PCB's former CEO now, but to revamp Pakistan's domestic circuit, because beforehand, and Faizan and Mohammed, you'll know this far better than I do, but it used to be like banks and airlines and water companies, didn't it? And if you're a cricket player, unless you've worked for these companies, that doesn't really mean a lot. But if you're born in
streamlined
Sindh, or Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, or you're from one of these, these actual states, it means so much more, doesn't it? And
100%,
as you rightfully said, Faizan, streamlining it, creating better quality. I think it's brilliant. And also, I've been watching the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy as well, which is India's T20. My beloved Karnataka, we won yesterday, which was so strange because Padikkal didn't really score many runs. Guess who did? Have a guess. Sunrisers Hyderabad batsman and, a former Rajasthan Royals, Punjab Kings and RCB player.
I'm not sure. My opinion is...
First, in fact, this is a brilliant piece of trivia for our viewers out there as well. In terms of, he scored about 70-odd runs. He took Karnataka to victory in yesterday's game. And he has the initials MP, and he was the first ever Indian to score a century in the Indian Premier League in 2009. I still remember the game. RCB versus Deccan Chargers in Centurion, game 70 of the 2009 IPL. Never forget that.
Yes, subscribers, you have to help me out. my Indian knowledge is not as good as my Pakistani.
Oh, and then the other one as well, another good one. You'll get this straight away, I reckon, Faizan. The other one, initials KN, scored a triple century against England in 2016.
Oh yeah, I do know who you're talking about, but I can't. It's Karal something, isn't it? Or what's his name? Karoon. That's it. Oh, I've forgotten his surname though. It's Nair. That's it.
Yes, Karoon Nair. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, yesterday I saw, as I said,
a one-hit wonder. Yeah.
A little bit harsh. I think he deserves another IPL gig, to be honest. But he hasn't really been played. Same with Sarfraz Khan. I want to see him a little bit more. So he used to play some lovely shots for RCB. I need to update the banner. It's the 6th over now.
Go for it. Yeah, and we've got some questions here as well. As Jadeja comes on, first ball dot. Second, just swept the man deep square leg for a single. So a massive rebuild here. Cross is only 1 of 7, Berrington 0 of 4. So this is the definition of a rebuild. They're going to have to start up the run rate, though. It's only at 4.42. And India, they want to thrash Scotland at the moment. It's looking like that's a distinct possibility unless Scotland manage to rebuild, which I'm sure they can. They've got some players. They've got some hitters, especially down the order as well. Adil says, hello, Faizan. Do you think Pakistan will open up with Fakhar and Babur or Rizwan? If Fakhar gets going 50, they can go with Fakhar and Rizwan, or Fakhar or stick with. They're going to stick with the opening pair because they're so good. Babur and Rizwan, I can tell. Whoa. I'll wait for you to see it.
I know what's just happened. It's just flashed up on my screen.
Oh no, what a wicket. Flipping heck. Unbelievable bowling, to be fair. That's a really good delivery from Jay. And this is what you get if you get a quality left-arm spinner and it's gripped and it's hit the top of a stump. That's a beautiful delivery. It's just gone in with the arm, it's straightened, gripped, hit the top of the stumps, the bails go flying, and that is a crucial wicket. And Scotland, mate, this could be over in an hour and a half if Scotland don't pick up something.
Such a jaffer.
Great delivery, yeah.
It is. It's even better from behind. You can see Matty Cross has played. To be honest, that wasn't bad. The only thing that I would say again, and
play the wrong line.
I mention this on every single stream, but feet stationary. Didn't move his feet.
Yeah,
he played the right line, but as you said, it gripped. But then again, you have to be proactive against spin. It's my one bugbear. We've seen it so many times in the IPL. We've seen it again in the T20 World Cup. You have to move your feet. You have to move your feet because there is that danger of a ball just gripping. There is that little bit of purchase and turning the wicket. And
do you know the issue, though? You get balls like that. The issue that a lot of people have with moving their feet is, one, in terms of comfort, but two, the biggest thing actually, someone like Jadeja, who bowls quite flat, it's very hard to move your feet because you have of time. It's just general response time. So you need to be very comfortable moving your feet. And that's why people, for example, Joe Root tends to just stay in his crease, but he plays a lot of the back foot and sweeps. So there's different ways of playing, but I agree. I'm a proponent of moving your feet. I do it quite a lot. I've worked on that personally for like a couple of years, and I find it's really useful. But some players, they prefer to go with the paddles reverse sweeps, not really use their feet as much. Like there, McLeod is just paddled that round the corner. So little dabs and reverses, and that gives you a different look. But I agree. I think on the whole, moving your feet is a definitely a big positive. But with Jadeja bowl so quickly through the air like that, I think that was 61 miles an hour and flat as well, it's difficult because you can come down the track and then get caught.
But that's the thing. When I say move your feet, I don't necessarily mean coming down to meet the ball. That also means in the crease itself. It means creating different angles of attack. It's something which you've seen recently in the IPL with Ruturaj Gaikwad. Again, he is a proponent of the sweep shots, the paddles as well. He does come down the track. Jadeja's got another wicket, hasn't he?
Oh dear,
he has, and Scotland are falling apart here.
LBW that they're going to review it.
I think that's out, personally.
Oh dear.
What do you mean, oh dear? It's a fantastic piece of bowling, but then again,
no, I'm saying oh dear for the competition of the match.
But no, with regards,
it's plum. It's caught him on the back pad. I mean, that's plum.
Yeah, it is. That is plum pudding. Jadeja, what an over, 2 for 2, outstanding stuff. But if you want to know how to play spin, just watch archive footage of Rahul Dravid. Brilliant player of spin.
Very good.
And again, the thing with Dravid as well, he wasn't one who always came down and attacked the spin head on. He didn't go down and try and just cross bat and smash it to cow corner and come down the track and hit straight. But it was about moving in the crease. He'd move his feet. It's something Joe Root does so exceptionally as well. As I believe we're going to need to update the banner, aren't we, here?
Yeah.
It was plum.
It was
29
plum.
for 4, Scotland.
But no, I mean, if you're talking about moving your feet in the crease and also, not just laterally, but also, going forward and back as well, then agreed, 100%. Yeah, then you definitely have to be active on your toes against spin. You can't be stationary. And if you are going to get stuck like cement, then you are in trouble because you can't adjust late. And someone like Root is very good at adjusting late, especially against spin. And that's why he plays with the back foot, because he can play it under his eyes and he likes to. And that's quite a difficult skill to adapt because a lot of the times, which you will know when playing club cricket, is if someone bowls a quite full pitch and you go back to it as a batsman to a spinner, they go, should have got forward to that. Oh, he's gone on the back foot, should be getting forward. But the funniest thing is that if you talk to, so I talked to Ollie Robinson, wicketkeeper for Kent, and he said they actually do practice just hitting everything off the back foot to spinners as a technique, basically, where that's basically what Root does for the most part. If you watch him play in Sri Lanka, that's what he was doing. Because he said you can technically play every delivery of spin off the back foot.
Which, that is very true. But again, you have to move your feet, though.
Yeah. No, agreed. And that's kind of what I'm alluding to, that there's different ways of doing it. But
100%.
It all boils down to exactly what you said, which is needing to be active with your feet. I think that comes from the energy as well in your legs. So that's, that's good delivery there, wasn't it? I've got a couple of comments here. Let's have a look. One saying says, even guys like Naman Ali are struggling to get wickets. He's talking about how flat the pitches are. Flat pitches are not normally good it's difficult, right? You say they're not good, but for the bowlers, I guess it's a harsh lesson. And if they can figure out different ways of getting wickets on flat pitches, for batsmen, it's not as productive, apart from confidence, to be fair, as Elise just drives that through the offside to the man at deep point. Yeah, Ashwin's back on, and Ashwin will be licking his lips now at 2 new batsmen to have a look at. No George Munsey to attack, and the scorecard looks pretty grim. 24 at the top for Munsey, and then all single digits going down towards McLeod and Leesgood, both in. I mean, Greaves and Watt can both hit, but they need to be able to. They should really only be coming in with 5-6 overs to go, but that's not going to happen, I don't think. Mom says also having an A tour right when you have your first class season, it just seems silly. It really decreases the quality. I agree. Yeah, so the flat pitches, I think you need a good contest between bat and ball, so it's probably not productive at all, honestly.
Well, to be fair, it depends. It does depend, because I've had this a lot on the podcast. It depends on your school of thought, right? When it comes to first class wickets, it gets brought up all the time here. In England and Wales, the pitches are, too seam conducive, this, that's the other.
Yeah.
There are 2 schools of thought. It's you have flat first-class pitches where bowlers really have to work for wickets. And as you rightfully said, Faizan, batsmen get confidence. They get to really hone their technique. But then again, if you go on some difficult pitches in the test arena, your batsmen might struggle. Whereas your bowlers, to be honest, probably won't. On the flip side of that, you go with seam conducive or spin conducive, depending on, the conditions and where the first class tournament's taking place, which will mean you have less runs scored by batsmen. They won't have the confidence. They might not have the same technique, but your bowlers will. But then again, when it comes to a case of flat wickets, your bowlers are going to have to work harder and your batsmen won't have the right technique to go big on those flat wickets. So it's a really interesting one. It's a subject of not controversy, but, different opinions. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a big proponent for pitches where the batsmen have to work for their runs and the bowlers. I feel like it's in Test match cricket, though, to be fair, all the longer formats, it's less, I think, batsman friendly. To be fair, and that's because you do have tracks that are actually you have a ball that's actually moving around a lot more than the white ball and the red ball, and the pitches are not, for the most part anyway, they're not prepared for big scores all the time. So that's the difference, I think. But yeah, I mean, it depends on the school of thought. Agreed, 100%. Just need a mixture, don't you? Just need a mixture. All right, what's a decent score for Scotland? What do you think, Aaron? What's a decent score?
Well, I said it right at the start of the stream. Before this collapse happened, I said 150, 160 for being a decent score, semi-competitive on this surface. You have to remember there will be a dew factor as well. In terms of now, it's a really tough one. I mean, Callum McLeod can play the accumulator role. He can, but again, this will be the real litmus test, playing Jadeja, Chakravarti and Ashwin. If he can see off those guys and play against the pace of Shami and Bumrah at the death, maybe he could go quite big. But I think for Scotland now, decent score would be 120, 130, but it's a big ask. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I think they'll be pretty fortunate to get to 100, but we'll see. I hope they do. We want to see a relatively competitive match. Would be nice.
Yeah, it would. Actually, Faizan, I want to know your thoughts as well from yesterday. What did you make of Sri Lanka West Indies?
Oh,
in
phenomenal!
Charith Asalanka yet again.
Asalanka is a beast of a player. And it's funny because I think he's only played 9 domestic T20s, if I'm not mistaken. So a very small sample size. And on top of that, I think he was the under-19s captain.
Yes, he was. Yeah. Correct.
And obviously that group was Hasaranga himself, Kamara, and one other who I forgot, Nasanka. So he's clearly someone who likes to step up and take responsibility, but he was good. I mean, he looked really good. Himself and Nasanka look class. I mean, Nasanka, I've said since before the World Cup, I watched him against West Indies, and in all 3 formats, he looks very, very good. Just looked like a start making. So let's see how he goes. But yeah, I was really impressed with Sri Lanka, and I think if they can just find one or two experience coming into this year's World Cup, they could potentially not favourites, no doubt. There's no way they'll be favourites and they won't be up there, but they might be contenders for the semis. And I think that's. And you look at their tournament, that game against South Africa, they could have won that. That last over, Kamara ball slightly better, 15 off the last over. You can defend that. And I mean, it looked, but they probably were going to get one. Intending now, really. So I think from the West Indies point of view, it's getting because firing. Is Chris going to see him West Indies shirt? I don't know. Kieran Pollard says he's not going to retire, but who knows? So yeah, I mean, it's very, very interesting for sure. 36 for 4 off, only going at 4s. They need to pick it up here. Yeah, Dale saying Nasanka and Asalanka West Indies, Asranga as well. Agreed. To Sri Lanka, they will for sure. I just bought off for 6.
We'll have to wait and see with regards to 60 or 70. I think Faizan is having some. Faizan, you having some network difficulties?
Carry on.
There we go. You're back now. I think your internet cut out.
Okay. Yeah. Let me start. I'm not sure what's going on.
Right, just to provide you as the viewers with a little bit of an update, Virat Kohli is now bowling his third over. I think that's just a single there for Scotland, if I'm not mistaken. Is the internet back, Faizan? No. Brill. Right, Michael Leask is on for Scotland. Just looking at that against pace, 138.2 versus 119. Goes for the expansive shot, gets a 4. That is a beautiful shot there from Michael Leask. Now moves on to 9 from 7 deliveries. And I believe that is the first boundary off of Chakravarti in today's game. It's a gorgeous shot. Really is a gorgeous shot. Faizan will be back in due course, guys, and then I will actually have to go once Faizan comes back. But I may be back for the second innings, actually. We shall see. But there we go. So yeah, Scotland 42 for 4. Have we got the ball back just yet? I think we will in a second. There we go, yeah. Ball's back in Chakravarti's hand. There we go, Faizan. Is it working again?
Yeah, I think that's better, isn't it? Yeah, we're on.
Much better.
We're on. Apologies, don't know what's going on. Crazy. Horace says, how unfair would it be if India grew on net if Afghanistan beat India? Frozen. Oh, no.
Faizan, it's froze again. I'm going to have to go in a minute. But yeah, I'll just update the banner for one last time for the viewers out there. Faizan will be back in due course. But yeah, I do need to actually leave in a minute. So yeah, Scotland currently are 44 for 4 in all sorts of trouble. Jadeja, Ashwin and Chakravarti creating lots of problems for the men in purple. But Scotland in the 10th over, 44 for 4. Callum McLeod on 6 and out from 12 balls. Michael Leask on 10 from 8. And Chakravarti has gone wicketless, but only going at 5 runs per over. So very shrewd bowling spell so far from the Indian mystery spinner. But yeah, 44 for 4. Scotland in the 10th over. Faizan, I'll pass over to you now as I have to leave, but there you go.
No problem.
Should see you in a bit, mate. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Horace saying, how unfair would it be that India going through on a net run rate if Afghanistan beat New Zealand when they beat India? I mean, who knows? It could happen. It really could happen. Hopefully not. Well, I say hopefully not. We'll see. We'll see. Chakravarti only a few off his over. Good over in the end. Although Scotland do pick up a couple of runs there as well. They end up picking up 8 off the over. So it's okay. It's okay. Chakravarti, they've been very good so far today. Only 5 off. 5 going at 5 and over even. I think India have advantage because they play the last game versus Namibia as well. So they can see what they need for net run rate. That's true. That's true. But that's also a little bit of pressure as well, you'd assume. Horace saying, what's tomorrow's games? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I think tomorrow we have... we've got Australia, West Indies in the morning. Really important game for Australia. Very important game for Australia in the morning. The England, South Africa, which again, if South Africa can win that, then they're in a very good position. But they need almost to definitely win that as well if they want a good chance of qualifying. So 2 big matches for Australia and South Africa. England have already qualified, obviously. For England, it's just about trying to just smash the group, really, and be quite clear at the top. But yeah, we'll see. However, they should have saved Leaks till a little later. I agree. Leask, I think he meant. Adil says Nasanka and Asalanka did great. They did, and Horace says Sri Lanka will be back. Guys, keep the comments coming as well. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Oh, it's been good, hasn't it? Oh, it's been good so far. For India, anyway, that's for sure. It's been very, very good for India. And they are flying high, no doubt. It's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy from a Scotland point of view. They need to step it up here now. I don't know how they're going to recover, if they're going to recover either. It's going to be tough, no doubt, for the men in purple, I guess it is, you'd call them. But yeah, let's see how they go. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Flicked into the leg side. Very good from MacLeod. Very, very good. So I would assume that Scotland at this point, they're looking at the 100 mark. Shami's only gone for 0.86 and over. Unbelievable. Jadeja's gone for only 3 and over. 2 wickets as well to boot. Very, very, very comfortable so far for Scotland, honestly. And it's been good, let's be honest with you. From an India point of view, they'll be looking to really... What a shot! Is that gone over? That has. What a shot from Least. That's 6. I'll tell you what, it's a much-needed boundary. He takes on the Shami's short balls, 86 miles an hour, and he hooks it over fine leg for 6. That's a beautiful shot from the Scott player. Really, really impressive for sure. And yeah, much, much better from Scotland. Much better from Scotland. More of that, please. That's what they'll be saying. Right, so 51 for 4 off 10.2 overs. We'll get the score update at the end of the over. 7 off it already. Only 2 balls gone. So can he cash in? Can this big over? Oh, that might be. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. What a shot from Least. He's just punched that down the ground, full face of the bat. Really impressive from the Scotsman. 20 off 10 for Least, and he's looking very good. He's actually flat batted that down the ground. So impressive from Least. Really, really impressive from Least. Flat batted it down the ground. Got enough of it, though. That's all that matters. Or flicked into the leg side again by Least, and that will be a single. 56 for 4. And a very good over so far. 12 off it. So at least last match, 42 not out of 20 balls, batted really well. He really did. Can he replicate a bit of that form? You'd hope so. You'd hope so. We shall see. Oh, a ball that could be out. He's caught him on the front pad, but it might be going down the leg side, even, and missing leg stump. They might review it. Are they going to? I don't think they will. Andrew Cook says, hi, everyone. Hi, Andrew. How you doing, mate? How are you doing? New Zealand did quite well earlier, I thought, against Namibia. A bit of a slow start to their innings, but in the end, Neesham and Phillips exploding really well towards the end, which is what you need. And so good positive sign on that. Again, it's full from Shami. This time, it's a full toss. Flicked into the leg side towards the cow corner region. 57 for 4 off 11. The run rate has increased, which is a positive, and that's a good over for Scotland. 13 off it, no wickets lost as well. They'll need to go relatively quickly in the last 9 if they want to get anything competitive. That's for sure. It's going to be very, very interesting now to see how they progress. It's a difficult one as well because I think Andrew Cook says, well, it was better than Scotland. It was better than the Scotland match. That actually ended up being relatively close, didn't it? So I don't know. Yeah. It's difficult. It's difficult. Oh, flicks into the leg side. Oh, it's out. Oh dear, Jadeja gets another. It's LBW. He's trapped Leask. Surely they're gonna have to review it. It looked relatively plumb. I'm assuming they'll go upstairs. And Leask is such an important player. No, they won't. He walks off. That's a big wicket. 21 off 12. He looked like he was. Oh, he just looked so much better. He was looking good. He was looking good. Andrew says, but they haven't bowled a side out yet. Talking about New Zealand, unlike other teams, it's so true. Very, very true. 58 for 5 here. That's a big wicket. Carl Greaves comes in, and obviously, is it Carl Greaves? That's someone else. It's Greaves, but I don't think it's Carl. Mark Watt as well to come. They both can hit, but this is a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare, really, for Scotland here. Not ideal whatsoever, and they will be really disappointed. And it is a bit of a disappointment because the bowling wise, they do have some good skills. They really do. So I don't know. It's disappointing, I think, is the main thing. Disappointing from Scotland, and I'm not sure what they can do. Christopher Greaves comes in at 7. I think Scotland will be lucky to get to 100. If they can get to 100, then look, you never know. But realistically, let's be honest, I think they pretty much put the nail in the coffin. Yeah. Right, 58 for 5 off 11.2 overs. Jadeja, as I said, is causing havoc here. Oh, again, he's really trying to target those pads. And he's bowled it really well today. 3 for 7, causing absolute havoc. Jadeja here today. Just having a look at the ball tracking. Yeah, it's hitting the middle of leg stump. So good decision not to review. Kohli looks very happy. India on the charge. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult for Scotland, honestly. If they'd faced the India that had lost the first 2 games, maybe, but let's see. And he says, my worry is that they will bowl them out. They will definitely bowl them out. They definitely will. I think the issue, obviously, is we're talking about net run rate. I have to be honest with you. I don't know exactly how it works. I have a vague idea. But, yeah, I think the biggest issue is how quickly do they get the score. Bowling out teams as well. You're going to hate me for saying this, Andrew, but I kind of hope that Afghanistan beat New Zealand. And they beat them relatively convincingly and go through, because I actually want Afghanistan to go through. Not because I don't like New Zealand, but because I think it would be a great story, Afghanistan going through. Just having a look at the wickets from Jadeja and just trapping people in the crease, really. A Scottish batsman not really knowing whether to come forward or back, getting trapped, and unfortunately that has been at the detriment of themselves. Guys, well, thanks for tuning in. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate it. Helps us out a great deal. But yeah, 3 for 9 off 3 overs. Phenomenal figures from a very, very good player in Ravindra Jadeja. Born with a very, very good Yorker first up, but goes wide off stump. It's a slow ball Yorker as well. Dot ball to start off his over. He's only bowled 2 as well, 1 for 7. So stats looking all good. And bowling figures looking good for all of the bowlers from India so far. McLeod is struggling. He's 10 of 20. So looking at magic moments. Oh, didn't have time to have a look. Almost another Yorker. Bumrah's just, he's like, nah, I'm just going to keep on one of Yorkers at you. Good luck trying to play these. That looked like a quicker one as well. Right, magic moments. Here we go. Also, Dhoni sprint wins it for India. Yeah, it was. I think, yeah, Bangladesh they needed one off the last ball, and they just did not get it. They needed two off the last ball, actually, I think it was. Then around the single, Dhoni sprinted, took out the stumps in the 2016 T20 World Cup. 61 for 5 here, and Scotland are struggling, man. They are struggling. Looking at that India 1-1 run that was in Bengaluru in 2016. Very tight game, 146 for 7, where India and Bangladesh ended up on 145 for 9. So one of the tightest games you ever see, apart from obviously a super over. I won't talk about that with Andrew because of the 2019 World Cup, but so less said about that, the better. But India looking very good here. Jasprit Bumrah is cantering in. He's only gone for a single off his first 3 deliveries. 2 Yorkers start off, and that's another Yorker. The 4th delivery is a Yorker. He's just looking for it. He's like, I'm going to keep on delivering it. What are you going to do about it? So it's just a question of whether the Scottish batsmen are going to be brave and come down the track, try and make it into a full toss, but move late so Bumrah can't adjust, or they move back into their crease and try and make it into half volleys. There's 2 ways to potentially combat that Yorker, but it's a short ball, right? So that's the issue. But then you can come up with that fast bouncer at Chris Greaves. It's a very good over, and the batsmen don't quite know what's coming their way with an action that is very hard to pick up. 1 from the over so far and 1 ball to come. So very, very impressive over so far. Guys, quite a few of you in the chat as well. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. If you're on Twitter, do like the stream, retweet it. If you're on Twitch, do follow us. And also like the stream if you don't mind. Punched down the ground by Greaves, but no run from it. So a very tight over, 61 for 5. Tell you what, India looking very, very strong here. Just going to update the score below. And I think a pretty good decision to go with the 3 spinners. It seems to have paid off. And Scotland have looked a little bit like a group of deer in headlights, honestly, which has been slightly disappointing. Although Muncie, when he was in, looked good, especially with the reverse sweeps, reverse hits, plays it very, very well. Leask had a very brisk 20-odd. As soon as he's gone, though, Scotland now are struggling to score at a decent rate here. So this is going to be interesting. Greaves will attack at some point. McLeod is more of a accumulator as he punches into the offside. They'll try and run 2. They won't, though. They decide against it. Probably a good option. I don't think it was, well, it would have been a very tight 2, that's for sure. Right, so Greaves is 1 off 4. Mark Watt next in as well. If I'm Scotland, I'm just thinking, come on, just get as close to... Oh, that's well bowled. Oh, that's close. I think it's 1 on the front of the hand from Ashwin. It goes to reverse. Sweep him, Chris Greaves, and gets hit on the ribs. Potentially height issue. Kohli's thinking about reviewing. And last second, he reviews with a smile on his face. And it's probably a smile on his face because at the moment, everything is going India's way. So it's hit him basically on the armpit as he's gone down. So let's see. It's been an issue of potential height. But a review here for a wicket. The original decision, not out. But yeah, 1. And then it was a dot. Obviously, this could be a wicket. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's just hit him here, basically, as if anyone isn't watching, just below the armpit. Now, he's gone down into on 1 knee. The biggest issue is going to be whether it's too high. The thing is, it hits him quite deep in the crease. So that could go against the batsman. Let's have a look. But yeah, I mean, the line's fine. It's just to do with height. Which I reckon, to be honest, might be out. Let's have a look. Pitching outside off, impact in line, missing the stump. So I said it might be height. And it was. So good decision from the umpire. Very good decision from the umpire in the end. Really impressive decision, honestly, to be honest with you, because I was like, oh, looks close, but I do bowl it with spin, so I'm probably a bit biased as well towards it as well, to be honest. So one review remaining for Scotland and India. Obviously, no umpire's call there, so India lose their review. 4 balls to come, and come on, Scotland, get to 100. Make it, a little game of this at least. India will be hoping, let's bowl them out. Let's bowl them out quick. Kohli looks very surprised by that, the height. Well, that'd be a wide. Ashwin does this little thing where he skips to one side before bowling. Very interesting. And I'd be quite off-put as a batsman, honestly, watching that. It's an interesting tactic. I'm assuming it is a tactic, but it's also to kind of go wide of the crease, right? But he could just go wide of the crease. Oh, he's tried to go big here. Greaves, there's a man there. It's gone straight to the man. Oh, dear. Wrong option by Greaves. He charges Ravi Ashwin and absolutely creams it down the throat of Pandya. It's an easy catch. Absolutely easy catch for Pandya. Really, really easy catch. Hits it straight down the throat of Pandya. So easy. And disappointing, honestly, from Greaves. I mean, he's got power, he's got ability to get runs, but wrong option there. Chris Greaves has to depart. A shot in frustration, let's say. 1 for 7. Mark Watt comes to the crease, but left-handed to Ashwin. Ashwin will be licking his lips here. And this could be over relatively soon. Scotland need to try and avoid getting bowled out. Well, that's if you're a New Zealand or Afghanistan fan. Genuinely, they need to be slightly better here. Scotland for the back end now. I think they're more looking at 90 now rather than 100 probably. They've still got some people in. I mean, maybe I'm being a bit too pessimistic. All it takes is a few outside edges, a few lusty blows, as you'd say, and they're maybe looking and tracking towards that 100 again. But we shall see. But let's see. Oh. Right, here we go. Oh, well bowled from Ashwin and a 4 defensive from Mark Watt. Very well played. Ray PMB9 says backspinner with more drift in the last ball. It was, yeah, you're right. He almost actually manages to bowl one. I might be wrong. That is pretty much, and you guys correct me if you think I'm wrong. I think it swings through the air, seam up. Like the delivery when it comes out the hand, it's seam up and it swings a little bit. And I think it's crazy. He's got a bag of tricks as Ashwin, and it's so completely different to how you'd expect a spinner to bowl. But it's so effective, to be honest with you, for the most part. So, yeah, really, really impressive stuff. Jadeja back on. It is 64 for 6 off 14 overs. Scotland in a whole host of trouble here, honestly. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're going to do, honestly. Jadeja back on to finish up his overs. 3 for 10 of 3.1 overs. Really impressive. Oh, here we go. Here we go, Jadeja. Oh, very short, but into. Oh, no. I was short and cut away. Cut away by Mark Watt. It's poor fielding from Mohammad Shami, who just palms it really into the boundary. Really, really poor. Ray PBM9 says he hides it with his side-on action behind his head. Unlike Tikshana, which is visible. Yeah, interesting. I agree. Very well. Very well. Or very well determined Ray. But yeah, good delivery from Jadeja there. Marquardt goes to charge him. Doesn't get all of it. 5 off 6. McLeod 14 of 25 here. Very, very interesting. Right, good Jadeja all delivery. So the 3 wickets were actually back of a length. They're shorter length, actually. But he bowls so quickly through the air and it skids on. So that's why he's able to trap people LBW still from that slightly shorter length. Because he gets the grip and also he goes quick through the air. Which means he doesn't get as much bounce. It more rushes the batsman more than anything. But 70 for 6 and he rushed through that over. Only 6 off it. 15 overs gone. So coming close to the final 5. Mark Watt gets a thick outside edge. That should run away for 4. And it will. And friend of the show, Mark Watt, who, for anyone who doesn't know, we interviewed him on the channel. He picks up some vital runs there. He really does. Ashwin is, not too happy. Right, here we go. Ashwin. Oh, that's a good shot from Watt down the ground. That's good. That's well fielded in the end by the man at long off. But a good strike from Mark Watt. He's playing quite well. 10 off 8. Looks confident. He really does. Hasn't got anything to lose, to be honest with you. So he is looking good. He is. Right, 75 for 6. Oh, good shot from McLeod. He swept into the leg side to deep square leg. And that will be a single. 10 off 8. Very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, yeah. Well bowled. Well bowled. Oh, that's a good shot. That's a good shot. He's not going to get there. Marquardt reverse sweeps Ashwin over the head of Chakravarti. Doesn't go for 4, but he'll get 2. This is very good proactive cricket from Mark Watt, friend of the show. Yes, Mark, come on. We're just having a look at the power play by overs. I mean, obviously, for Scotland, yeah, not ideal. Oh, that would have been stumped. It's wide from Ashwin. Mark Watt goes after it. It's a stumping opportunity. Punt doesn't get across. And the fumbles, so no stumping there. It's a hard opportunity, honestly, but 8 off it so far for Scotland. So this is a decent over. Is that a dot ball, though? No, it's a leg bye. It'll just be a bye, won't it? He missed it completely. Yeah, so that'll be a bye. So 9 off it. So good over, actually, for Scotland, honestly. Yeah, front on the hand. And punt misses a stumping, exactly. And Ashwin looks very interested, let's see. Doesn't look amused whatsoever. That's a wide. He's given it a wide, actually. So that's actually clever bowling from Ashwin. He's gone wider on purpose, obviously, because you can see Mark Watt coming down the track. It's gone wider for the stumping opportunity. Punt hasn't repaid the IQ of Ashwin, you'll say. Ashwin goes wide of the crease, swept by McLeod into the deep square leg region for a single. So 81 for 6 off, 16 a good over, 10 off it. Well, sorry, 11 off it even for Scotland. So that's good. That's better. Right, we're into the final 5. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yes. Right. What can Scotland wrap up here in the final 5 is the big question. I'm not sure is the honest answer. A lot rides on how well India bowl, honestly. Shami comes back on. No one's really got hit, to be honest with you. I mean, Ashwin's gone for 7.25 and over. That is the most of any of the bowlers. And honestly, Jadeja gone for 3.75 and over. 3 wickets as well. They've all gone on the act. Shami is 1 for 13 off 2. Let's see. Mark Watt will be licking his lips. Deal says 120 to 130 he thinks Scotland will get. Wow. I'm not sure about that. But, oh, that's well bowled. That's Plum. Oh, he's cleaned up. It's not Plum. He's gone through the gate. Oh, McLeod tries to flick Shami. It's a full delivery. Needs to go with a straight bat. And he's gone through bat pad. It's middle and off stump. And he walks off as the bails go flying. Let's have a look. It's not a Yorker length. In fact, I think he's actually... it's clipped his pad going through and then crash into the stumps. It's a good delivery from Shami, but not a good shot from McLeod. He'll be disappointed with that, the Scotsman. He walks off 16 of 28 for the Scotsman. And disappointing, to be honest with you, honestly. Yeah, that's pretty... That's honestly quite disappointing from the Scotsman. Sharif in at 9, 81 for 7. And Scotland are on the brink of quite a low total to defend here, honestly. Right, so... It's 81 for 7 here. Shami runs in. Oh, that's well bowled. Oh, it's trapped him on the front pad. Oh, it's a run out. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Very good from Ishan Kishan. Good wherewithal. Knew what was going on. Didn't worry about the appeal. Kept on going. Took the stumps off. Very impressive. Very impressive. And Sharif, unfortunately, walks off. Very impressive stuff. Yeah, it was a no from Mark Watt. He knew he wouldn't make it. Probably a poor call from Sharif in the end. And he pays the price, unfortunately. Right. Sufyan Sharif walks off. 0 off 1. Very, very impressive from India and fielding one. They looked up for it, haven't they, honestly? And they will. They're a top side. Oh, what a delivery. Right, 81 for 9. What a delivery. What a delivery. It's a Yorker. It's a literal toe cruncher. Oh, dear. What a delivery. Wow. It was my initial thought. Now it's going to be Scotland at all out under 100. Yeah. Team hat trick. Ray goes, yeah, hat trick if it was one. Yep. Team hat trick. Wicket for Shami. Then it was a run out. Then another clean bowled from Mohammad Shami. So very impressive. And this is 3 wickets in a row. And Scotland are crumbling and they're going to get bowled out. Oh dear. Not good at all. Yeah, they need to be a bit better than that, honestly. Oh, very well bowled from Mohammad Shami. That was an absolute beauty, genuinely. Was a fantastic delivery, no doubt. Yeah, good shot from Mark Watt, though, into the offside to a single, and then that should be another single to end the 5th ball of the over. 1 delivery remaining. Oh, yeah, just having a look at that. The 3 wickets. I mean, Mohammad Shami bowled really well. Andrew, how long do you think it will take India to get 90-ish runs? My prediction will be 11. Oh, it depends, actually, doesn't it, really, on the wicket? I reckon 11 overs. That's my prediction. 11 overs. I reckon they'll chase in 11 overs. That's my prediction. Oh, dear. Mark Watt still in, though. 13 off 11. Ray PBM9 says Boomerang will try a slow ball Yorker. Probably. Andrew Cook says I was thinking around the same. Yeah, agreed. I think it'll be around about that, honestly. Right, so Bumrah starts off, but it's only a single, so Scotland very much just looking to get whatever they can now from the rest of this innings. Only one wicket remaining, but Mark Watt will go for it. We'll have to survive and hope to get Watt on strike. Yeah, Reno says it how it is. This is a total beatdown. It really is. It's a bit of a spanking, honestly, which is not ideal. Not ideal whatsoever. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe. And if not, if you are old, please remember to like the video. If you're new, please like the video as well. Do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Right, so here we go. Bumrah has been very good today. Only picked up the 1 wicket, but very economical as always. 3.3 overs gone so far and going at hardly anything. Don't expect less to you from the quality that is Jasprit Bumrah. 2 off the over, 3. He's cleaned up Mark Watt with a Yorker. It was coming. He goes to paddle him. Scotland are out for 85. All out for 85. Oh dear. So, India need 86 to win. And how long is it going to take them to chase that down? Like I said, 11 overs, but could be even less than that, honestly. It really could be. What do you guys think? Let me know. Scotland, I'm just going to update it. Scotland bowled out. Scotland 85, all out. It's not, you can't expect Mark Watt to get all the runs, right? So the top order is really a massive failure by the top order. Yeah. Disappointing, honestly. Disappointing, to say the least. Yeah, can't say too much more than that. Oh dear. Right, so 86 to win. Do they even have a break? Andrew Cook says, are you going to be streaming New Zealand versus Afghanistan? When is that? Let's have a look. That's on Sunday. Then I will try and do the second half. It is on Sunday, right? Okay, so I would. So I'm doing Pakistan Scotland, but New Zealand Afghanistan is a big match. So I am playing football in the morning, but I should be able to catch the back end. So I'll try and do the second half. But yeah, I'll try. If I can't do it, I'll try and get someone to come on and do it. Yeah, we would definitely will be trying. That's such an important match, isn't it? I mean, it's a hugely important match in the scheme of this whole group and the semi-finals. But yeah, really impressive from India. I mean, not much else to say, honestly, is there? Bumrah with 2 wickets, Shami with 3, Jadeja with 3, Ashwin with 1, and a run out to boot for Ishan Kishan. And yeah, Reno's saying it how it is. 85 all out. My gosh. Indeed. Indeed. Right. Jadeja is just doing an interview. Probably like, yeah, I'm the best, mate. 3 wickets, 15 runs. 15 runs, only from 4 overs. Economy of 3.75. Yeah, mate. I'm a beast. Basically. Are they wearing that alternate kit, India? I swear they wore a different one in the last matches. Could be wrong. They've got like the orange trim with this navy blue kit. Yeah, he looks happy. And India will be happy because they'll try and chase it down ASAP and put pressure on New Zealand and Afghanistan saying, we're coming. We are coming for you, boys. If they qualify, it will be a very impressive feat, no doubt. So, yeah, a lot riding on it. Right. Today's just like smiling like a nutcase. He's like, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. So you should be. You guys have done well. And it means you never know. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. Bumrah becomes India's leading wicket taker in T20s, and no surprise there, is it? Let's be honest. Reno says New Zealand deserve to qualify. I want Afghanistan to qualify, but we'll see. If not New Zealand, if not Afghanistan, I like New Zealand, and if not, thing is, right. I think the thing with India is that it would be like a great escape if they managed to do it. But it would be nice to see Afghanistan just because I think it's something new. Why not? But it's easy for me to say that because Pakistan are qualified, right? So I'm just saying that. I'm not saying that that's obviously always the case, but would it not be nice? Wouldn't it be quite cool? No, just me. Maybe. Harris says New Zealand deserve it, facts, but they got to beat the Afghanistanis. They do. Yeah, agreed. They do. It's a hard match as well, man. Afghanistan are a good side. Do not, just because they got beaten down a little bit, do not underestimate that side. They're a top side. They really are. Very good side. Right, so India with a very impressive, very impressive first innings there, bowling out Scotland for 85. Jadeja, and to be honest with you, all of the bowlers, honestly, causing havoc. But I think a very good decision to play the three spinners. They made the brave call of dropping Bhuvneshwar Kumar to make way for another spinner, and I think that was quite an important decision, honestly, in the end, and quite a sensible one, considering how well the spinners bowled. I thought tying down Scotland in the middle overs, not really giving them any room to breathe, and suffocated them throughout the whole innings. So very impressive bowling display from Ashwin and also by Jadeja. And it's certainly a lot closer than in Group 1. Yeah, and that's why I thought it was quite funny, people moaning about Group 1, saying, oh, well, we've got Afghanistan, and we've got Bangladesh, and we've got Sri Lanka. Like, Sri Lanka did really well. And they pushed, obviously, South Africa, They win that match, and they're in contention. Bangladesh have done nothing. They've lost all of their matches. They've been worse than Namibia. So, no offense to Namibia, but you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, just not ideal, honestly. Not ideal at all. I just think, honestly, that it's going to be a very interesting end to this group anyway. The other group is between Australia and South Africa, but South Africa have to beat England to go through. So Australia, are kind of the firm favourites really there on that group, honestly. I don't know. A very impressive display, though, has to be said, by the Indians. I think they'll be extremely happy with how it's gone. Don't blame them either. It's been very good. Well done to that. I'm interested to know how. I'm very intrigued to know how this goes now. It also says, Faizan, you streaming the Canelo plant? Yeah, we will be. We'll be streaming the Canelo plant fight. Myself and Muhammad will be doing it tomorrow night. So stay tuned for that. I'm not sure, man. If Scotland were to pull off this victory, would it be one of the best victories ever? Yeah, I think so. I think it'd be really impressive, honestly. I'd be so impressed. Yeah, I'd be really impressed. Oh dear. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, Jadeja's like ripping through them, man. Flipping hell. Reno says they might chase it in about the 9th or 10th over. That's, I mean, to be honest with you, I was thinking if they got to 90, it would be 11, but the 85, I reckon they can chase it in about 9, 10 overs, honestly. And I wouldn't be surprised, to be fair. Really wouldn't be. Right. Most wickets. So, yep, as Reno rightfully said, 64 wickets for Bumrah, 63 for Chahal, actually, only in 49 matches compared to Bumrah's 54. That's actually really impressive. Ashwin, 55 in 48 matches. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, 50 in 52. So, yeah, let's have a look. Off spinner, arm ball, and carrom ball. Let's have a look. Arm ball out the front of the hand. Off spinner, obviously, normal carrom ball is like a flick. Oh, very interesting. So, look. So interesting. Look at that. It's so cool. Like the different variations. They must have opposition teams looking at like someone like Ashwin for ages, trying to just visualize how the ball's coming out of the hand. Like, okay, is this going to be an off spin, an arm ball, carrom ball? What's it going to be? And they just watch it, and they're like, and they actually go and play, and it's like nothing like what they thought it would be. It's just so much quicker, and you're in the heat of things, right? It's difficult. Yeah, I mean, Jadeja for me is probably the key in that innings. Picked up a few very vital wickets at vital times and ripped through the Scotland lineup. Right. So, it's so interesting as well that they were short of the length. 55% of his deliveries are short, Jadeja. Putting it, just digging into the surface, quickly going through the air, digging into the surface, getting it to grip, getting it to go straight on and zip through to the batsman, and it was effective. It really was. Yeah, so 315 for against Scotland, his best figures in T20 internationals so far. So impressive from the. And Deal saying if they go at it in the beginning, it could be done in less than 10 overs. Boundaries from the start. Yeah, and then you never know. The game's finished pretty much then and then. It's true. It's true. Agreed. Agreed. So I think the batsmen are about to come out, so we should be underway relatively soon. Very, very impressive bowling display. Can India knock it off with ease? You'd expect them to, right? But you never know. It could be difficult. I think Scotland will have to start off very well, have to pick up some early wickets to have any chance. But I would say if we're looking at a win predictor, they've probably got a 5% chance of winning, honestly, which is not ideal. But you know, crazier things have happened. Crazier things have happened. Right. So, just waiting for the start of the chase. What does Scotland do as well? Like, do they go chasing for, like, searching for wickets? I guess they do. But thing is, the problem is, as soon as you start going searching for wickets, you open up mistakes because you're bowling lines and lengths that are very low margin. And when that happens, you get absolutely crucified for the most part, honestly, because you're trying so hard to search for wickets that you're missing on length more often than not, and then you get punished. So we'll have to see. But they're going to have to bowl aggressively to have any chance, honestly. So let's see. Let's see. All right, so if India win this as well convincingly, they'll go into the Namibia game and they'll just be thinking, let's just destroy them. And then let's give ourselves. And the thing is, I think it was Harris said that obviously that's the last game, so they'll know exactly what margin they have to win by. So interesting, isn't it? A lot will be in Namibia's hands if it ends up being like a margin of 50, 60 runs. You never know. Charles, India needs to chase Scotland's target of 85 runs down in 8.5 overs to go past New Zealand's net run rate. 7.1 overs to go past Afghanistan's net run rate. Which one would it be? Very interesting. That's so interesting. So technically, they basically need to do that. Then they need to smash Namibia, then hope that Afghanistan beat New Zealand because New Zealand's net run rate is quite high, isn't it? Because if Afghanistan, if New Zealand beat Afghanistan, their net run rate goes up, and then obviously they have. Is it their last game? They've got a game against Namibia, haven't they? They haven't played Namibia. No, they have. They have. That'll be their last game, I think, New Zealand. So, oh man, there's so many different things going on. What is going on? Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't know. So if Afghanistan can beat New Zealand, that's actually ideal. If you're an Afghanistan fan, obviously. I don't know, it's so weird. Which one will it be? I reckon they will get it done before the 8.5 over mark. 7.1 overs, potentially a bit optimistic, but you never know. You never know. Yeah, I just saw. Yeah, it's 1.277 I've got here. Afghanistan's 1.481. Ah, dear. So basically, it's still in New Zealand's hands. If New Zealand win their next two games, they go through. Doesn't matter what India doing against Namibia. India need Afghanistan to beat New Zealand and then not beat them too convincingly to go through, basically. Very intriguing. Very intriguing. Adil says, Afghanistan probably get it done for India. Oh, no, not Adil. I don't know, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, until there's proof about stuff like that, I think it's very difficult. I don't really want to discuss it because you never know. Reno says, interesting indeed. Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul coming out to bat. Obviously, they perform really well. They're in very good form. They really are. Yes, sorry, yeah, they only got one game left. So all they have to do is win against Afghanistan. They're through. That's it. Done. Dusted. New Zealand win the next game. That's it. No chance for India. Or am I mistaken? I'm not mistaken, am I? No, because 8. Yeah, that's it. That's it. New Zealand just needs to beat Afghanistan. That's it. That's all they have to do. Win their last game, and they're through. The issue that I have is that they didn't look that great today. And Afghanistan are quite a good side. Oh, mate, it's all to play for. It's squeaky bum time, isn't it? It really is. Abdullah says India needs Afghanistan in a close game to not improve their net run rate, otherwise it will be out of India's hands. Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah. They basically they just need Afghanistan to win, but only win by a little bit. Basically, in a close game. Right, KL Rahul in very, very good position. Abdullah says, yeah, Andrew says, from this game, India will get above Afghanistan on points. No, they won't. They'll be joint because Afghanistan are on 4 points. India will be on 4 points as well, so they will be joint. The only way they get above Afghanistan is if they, like a Charles said, they manage to chase it within 7.1 overs. If they do that, they go above Afghanistan, but they'll be on the same amount of points. So just so you guys know, Pakistan on 8 points, played 4. New Zealand on 6 points, played 4. Afghanistan on 4 points, played 4. India on 2 points, played 3. Namibia on 2 points, played 4. And Scotland on 0 points, played 3. So that's excluding this game. Obviously, when India most likely are going to win, if they do, they'll go to played 4 and 4 points, the same as Afghanistan. So Mark Watt will start off. So very interesting. So they're trying to time down straight away. It's a good start. Just a single. Flicks into leg side. They might look for 2. No, they won't. They won't get 2. They decide against it. They decide against it. Right. So one off that first ball, right, Sharma will be looking to start off quite aggressively, I'd assume. They're going to try to go aggressively, aren't they? Let's be honest. Here we go. Watt going wide of the crease. Oh, that's... that is dabbed out by Rohit Sharma, and it's in the air as well. Very interesting. Very, very interesting stuff. Abdullah says, I honestly believe net run rate should only be used when conditions affect results, as in split points for washout matches. So then how would you determine if when people are on the same amount of points, how would you determine the difference? Would it be again, as in whoever's beaten who? So for example, if India and New Zealand won the same amount of points, New Zealand would go through because they'd beaten New Zealand. Is that how you do it? Let me know. I'll just share this as well whilst we're chatting. Charles says the thing about New Zealand versus Afghanistan game is that Afghanistan will go believing they can still qualify. 3-0, by the way. That's up in the air from Rohit Sharma, but it's over the infield. That'll be 4. A good start from Mark Watt until that delivery. Good use of the feet from Rohit Sharma goes over the infield. Obviously, it's the power play. So he knows if he gets enough of it, it's 4 runs. So a good start for India, already 7 off it and 1 ball remaining. Charles, the thing about the New Zealand versus Afghanistan game is that Afghanistan will go believing they can still qualify. If Afghanistan manages to beat New Zealand, India will know exactly what they need to do since they play the evening fixture. Exactly, yeah. Abdullah says the result of their match. Yeah, I mean, they're head-to-head, which I guess is what sometimes it has been. Oh, that's flicked into the leg side. In the past, I think that's actually been the first factor. And then if they haven't played each other because of no result, then it goes to net run rate. That is how I have perceived it, but I could be wrong. Eight for naught off the first over, so a good over for India. Mark will be a bit disappointed because he's normally quite good. To be honest with you, he's been very, very tight. But he can recover from that, so you won't be too worried. But from a Scotland point of view, they'll be thinking, we need to tighten up here. And that's exactly what they'll be trying to do. Right, here we go. Wheel running in. That's flicked into the leg side. There's a man there, though, at deep square leg, so it'll only be a single. Right. They need early wickets here, Scotland. They really do. Anything less, it's just not good enough, honestly. It's really not. Right, 9 for 0. Single off the first ball. Oh, that's a big shot. That's KL Rahul. Oh, that's a really good shot. A lofted drive. Just one bounce 4. It's a fantastic lofted on drive for 4. Very impressive from the Indian opener. 4 runs. Very impressive stuff. Genuinely. Oh, it's a good shot into the leg side. That's going to be 4. Runs away to the cow corner boundary. This is becoming an expensive over. He's towed it. It doesn't matter. It runs away. Really poor. Andrew Cook says for a while, weren't the last games in the group played at the same time to avoid that situation? They were. You're right. They were. You're completely right. And it makes sense, to be honest with you, to do it that way. I'm not sure why they stopped doing it. There's a much better way of doing it, honestly, because it just avoided people, I guess, calculating. And also, for example, teams not particularly trying or not caring because they knew that they wouldn't potentially be able to win as well. So, yeah. And then obviously it affects other games, right? So I think that's probably the best way of doing it, honestly. But obviously not doing it that way. So not much we can do about it. Oh, what a shot. But Carol, 4 runs again. Easy peasy as you like. This is expensive over. They're going to motor towards this. It's going to be very easy. Andrew Cook says makes sense except for the broadcasters and their shareholders. It's true. A Charles conspiracy theory. Compare the wickets of both the games today. The Abu Dhabi one was slow and slow, thus low scoring, and Dubai's wicket looks a belt for a batsman. What is the BCCI cooking? I have no comment on this because I want my channel to remain and I don't want to get shut down. So I'm going to completely not say a single word about it, to be honest with you. Good shot down the ground by KL Rahul, down the ground to the man at mid-off. Yeah, interesting, eh? But yeah, fantastic shot by KL Rahul at the end of that over as well. Adil says the gears have started. The game will be done in no time. It's true. It looks that way, doesn't it? It looks like this is going to be an easy peasy, lemon squeezy victory for the man, or the men even, from India. It looks very, 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 very comfortable. 23 for naught off 2 overs. Guys, I'm actually going to have to go in a couple of minutes. So people, I'll be gone for about 20 odd minutes. Would people prefer it if I just left the stream going with the scorecard up so you guys can interact and I'll come back for the rest of the match? Or do you prefer that I stop the stream and then start a new one? Let me know what you prefer. Evans is on. I was hoping that Aaron would be able to come back on for a bit, but I think he's got tied up in something. So I unfortunately have a meeting that I have to go to in a little bit. So I'll be off for about 20 minutes. Evans, wide of off stump and just completely carved over the infield by KL Rahul for 4. This is going to be over quite soon, to be honest with you. Flipping heck. Easy. Length and width, and KL Rahul just cashes in, and they're looking to score very quickly here. Honestly, they could easily get this. They could easily get this within that 7.1 overs. I'm going to keep the stream going, please. Adil says, get our shit on if he's available, like you're getting Aaron. I can try, although I think he is busy. That's why he hasn't done any streaming today. Which is why, I think he hasn't been on, has he? Oh, what a shot! Flicked into the leg side for 6. This is just easy. KL Rahul is in fantastic form. Flipping heck. Yeah, it's true. Charles, if you're going to go for 20 minutes, you'll be doing a post-match. It literally looks that way at the moment. It genuinely looks that way right now. It looks like I will be. But yeah, Deal say by the time you come back, the match will be over. You know what? It might even be the case. It really might be the case. I would not be surprised whatsoever, honestly. Yeah. Which would be quite funny, honestly. I'll come back and do a post-match analysis, but I'll be watching in the background whilst I'm doing my meeting, don't worry. So I'll know what's been going on. Oh, hilarious. God. Come on, Scotland. Come with something. I think they've just got to bring back on. They've got to just carry on Mark Watt, don't they? I think, from the other end. And just hope for the best. That's what I would do if I was them. I would just continue to go aggressively. If you lose, they're going to lose anyway, right? So go big or go home. That's what I say. Go big or go home. Adil says by the time, yeah. Oh dear, flipping out. Carnage. Absolute carnage. Right, so 4-6-1 to start this over. Oh dear. I need to bring back on Mark Watt, man. Well, spinning. They need to do something here. This is just cannon fodder right now. They're getting absolutely destroyed. That's kind of, I was about to say better bowl, but it's not really. It's on a length and wider off stump, and really, Rohit Sharma normally cuts that to the boundary for 4, misses out, but only because of slightly lower bounce. In terms of fantasy league, most points in this match so far, Mohammad Shami with 115 points, Jadeja with 113, 88 for Bumrah, 35 for Leask, and 34 for Munzia so far. I've completely screwed myself in the fantasy, by the way, for our Quality Shot Fantasy League, because I played my super. What a shot from Rohit Sharma over mid-off. He doesn't need to get all of it. It gets enough of it, and it runs away for 4. Too easy at the moment, and Scotland are just serving up half volleys here, which is just poor. It's hard, though, because they know they don't have much on the board, but they can't. They're going to let India get this in about 5 overs, is what it looks like. Yeah. Poor. I trust if they play less than 20 overs in T20, shouldn't they refund half the ticket fares? They should, yeah. I mean, it would take longer time to get on the transit and make it through than the actual game time. They probably should, you know. They probably should. They probably should. Anyway, 39 for naught of 3 overs. Says, yeah, you use a lot of transfers. No, you know what I did? I used the super transfer, which I thought basically in fantasy Premier League, you have the same thing where you can use it for 1 week, right? You change all your team, but then you're still allowed to do one transfer per week or per match. I used it and I thought it was the same, but it wasn't that. Apparently, if you do that, then it keeps you with that specific team for the rest of the match. And I've got a load of players from South Africa, Afghanistan, I think Sri Lanka as well. Now Hasaranga's in there, and now they don't. I can't change my team. I'm absolutely screwed. It's so unfair. So every match I'd be like, please, can't just let me change it. But then I checked it and I was like, why is it not letting me change it? And that's why. Oh, that's big. Rohit Sharma's teeing off. That's 6 over cow corner. First ball from Sharif. Easy peasy. Races. Can we say every time KL bats that we need net run rate? Yeah, it's true, isn't it? It's true. You may as well just tell him that. Him and Rohit Sharma just be like, guys, we need net run rate. Just keep on just going. They're just slapping it everywhere. Oh, mate, crazy. And what a shot over cow corner, 87 meter 6. This is just carnage. This is absolute carnage right now. Crazy. Oh, into the offside. No run. No run. Yeah, there's 3 boosters, but the issue is that the booster that I use, it doesn't now let me change my players. So that's it. I'm done. I can now use the captain one, whatever else the other one is. But it's just so frustrating. Look at this. And this is poor from Scotland. His strike rate, Rohit Sharma, against pace, 143. Against spin, 123, 113 in and away. They haven't looked at that at all. And it's a 4 again, the third ball of the over. A lot of teams open up with spinning against Rohit Sharma like they did with Mark Watt, but they carry on. They try and plug away. They haven't done that. KL Rahul is just in very good form. Carved over the offside for 4 again, and it's just, yeah. This is interesting, to say the least. Trust that is what batting in the nets with cement wickets looks like. Literally. That's exactly what it looks like, Achal. 100%. 100%. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So 10 off the over and 3 remaining. Rohit Sharma's broken his bat. Next time, yeah, exactly. Now I know how to play flipping. I have to wait until the next. Tournament now. That's it. I'm not definitely going to win this one because I can't change my team. It's so annoying. But yeah, now I know how to play at least. So for next time, I'll do it. It was absolute carnage on the pitch. India smashing it everywhere, mate. So true. Yeah, they're smashing everywhere. Andy Shriek says over halfway to the total and 4 overs. Mate, it's not. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. 49 for naught of 3.3 overs. Changing bats. This is carnage. Absolute carnage. Oh dear. Ray says so different how India was smashing, how Finch and Warner were slogging it leg side. Ah, oh dear. Carnage. All right, dot ball, but then that's going to be 4. That might be 6, you know? Oh, no, it's 1 bounce 4 over cow corner. Shrew's gone 6.4.4. Another dot coming up? I don't know. 50's up. Mate, they're going to get this in like 5 overs. Can't believe this. I cannot believe this. Actually, I can. I can believe it. Oh, dear. Well, it's a short ball from Sharif through to the keeper. And it's a dot ball by the looks of it. Yep, it is. Looking for the looking to the umpire, but no signal given. So that is absolute carnage. 14 off the over, 53 for naught of 4 overs. India are absolutely flying here. They're absolutely flying. My Indian fans in the chat, let me know. You must be praying, literally praying for Afghanistan to beat New Zealand on Sunday. Genuinely. Because there's a chance. There's actually a chance of it happening. That's what's crazy about it. There's actually a chance. Guys, well, thank you very much for tuning in. Please do remember to like the video if you don't mind and subscribe to the channel. Helps us out a great deal. And 56% of you think India will qualify. Wow. In the vote on YouTube. That's cool. Interesting. Adil says the 50 is a Diwali gift to India fans, according to the commentator. Hilarious. Maybe. Look at this. Everyone has gone for 15 and over, 16 and over, 14 and over. Who's back on? Wheels back on. Where is Mark Watt? Oh, what is this? That might be out. Oh, that is he's mishit that. He's pulled it, but the outfield is quick enough, and no, he saves it. It won't be 4, but it should be 3. No, they only run 2. Charles Turkey versus Czech Republic was the shortest T20 match ever played. 67 balls in total. Just saying, hilarious. Abdullah says India have a Bollywood chance. Well, you know what? Abdullah, I rate you for that. That's a very, very that's a very good analogy. Very perceptive. I like it. I like it a lot. 31 runs needed. So what did they say? I think the Charles said in 7.1 overs. I mean, they're going to do that, aren't they? Let's be honest. Afghanistan. Scotland need. Oh, they need a tight over. That's poor fielding at cover. Goes down, jumps over the ball, goes straight through George Munsey for 4. 87 miles an hour. So Wheel is ramping it up. But this is what people are not understanding. Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul, they like pacing the ball. You got to be clever about it. And they're not being clever about it whatsoever. Good hands from KL Rahul, by the way. Lots of wrist. It's very full, not able to like full flow of the bat. It's just wristy into the offside, and he doesn't look happy because obviously the fielder should have done better. But I don't know, man. Need to bowl better as well. 59 for naught. That's short. That's going to be 6 unless the fielder catches that. Oh, he nearly takes a blinding, you know. He went for it. He went for it. Adil says going to have the same outcome as game bowlers getting in, going to bowl, and the ones doing. Yeah, Afghan bowlers going to get hit big on the ball, and the ones doing good are going to start. I don't know, man. Right, well played by KL Rahul into the leg side for a single. Oh, man. 13 off the over. And great news. I think my meeting's going to get cancelled. So that's all good. Look at that. KL Rahul and Rohit this innings pretty much everywhere, but especially behind square leg and through the covers. They haven't, it's almost like they haven't thought about the matchups here at all, Scotland. They've just gone gung-ho, like, we're just going to go with our bowlers. Try and get wickets, who normally get wickets, and that's it. No real thought. That's a high up in the air, pulled by Rohit Sharma, actually flat batted over mid-on, 1 bounce 4. Races bowl back of a length to the big side, which is a leg side. Yeah. But also pace off the ball. Pace off the ball. Doesn't necessarily need to be spin. Bowl some cutters. Bowl into the surface. Don't just bowl pace on a length. Like, it's just poor bowling. And he's not bowling to his field either. It's just shocking. Really, really bad. It's good batting, no doubt. It's no doubt. But it looks like it's net practice at the moment. That's what it looks like. We are running in. Oh, that's well bowled. That's out. He's given him out. It's a beautiful Yorker. Rohit Sharma went to run that down. Are they going to review it? I'm assuming they won't, but let's have a look. No, he walks off. What good wicket. Very good Yorker from Weirnaz Races. Yeah, Yorker. So a wicket, but that's the end of that over. 70 for 1. Really, the damage has been done, honestly. Yeah, it's just poor. Really, really poor. 70 for 1 off 5 overs. Yeah. Just okay, I feel sad for the Scottish sport. This is textbook bullying. It really is, man. It's textbook bullying. I was gonna say for the beautiful Yorker, I'll have a Yorkie. Oh mate. Andrew System 1 and maybe a bit overs left. Yeah, I think that's kind of what we're looking at. Faizan says maybe even 1 over left. Faizan says if India do make it to the semis after beating 3 minnows, no offense, Afghanistan, do you think that will help their confidence when facing England in the semis or make them overconfident in their batting? I think, look, winning helps you no matter what. And no pun intended because Mark Watt is back on. But I kind of get what you're saying. I do. Yeah. Anyway, Mark Watt's back on. 16 runs needed. Let's see what you can do. Oh, come on. It's poor fielding. It is a low full toss, and KL Rahul does cash in. He drives past the man at mid-off. But I think mid-off can do better there. KL Rahul's 43 or 15. This is ridiculous innings, by the way. Racer's just going to bowl. Just need to just bowl Yorkers. I mean, he tried to bowl Yorker there, Mark Watt. He does bowl them normally quite well, firing it in to the batsman, but KL Rahul cashing in. Oh. Yeah, as umpire's call, actually, by the way, the impact. So good decision, and in the end, it's fine. Oh, very interesting. Mark Watt bowling basically behind the umpire. And KL Rahul just slog sweeps him for 6. Mate, it's going to be done in this over. KL Rahul is just teeing up. Where the hell has KL Rahul been for India? Ridiculous. (74 meter 6). Carnage. Great batting, honestly. Like, he's on 49 off 17. What are they doing, Scotland? This is punishment of the highest order. Better bowled from Mark Watt. He runs out, and that should only be a single. He's bowled so well this tournament as well. It's not fair, really, to have to ask him as well to. Like, to the bowlers to defend this is just ridiculous. A 50 for Carroll, 50 of 18 balls. This is the kind of thing you see on a computer game. What the hell? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Right, 81 for 1 of 5.4 overs. Oh, that's big. Is that big? No, it's not. It's out. Oh. So, a twist in the tail? Not really, because I need 6 to win, but 82 for 2 off 6. Marquardt picks up a wicket. Good for his fantasy points. 50 off 19. That's actually a ridiculous knock, by the way. 50 and out, mate. 50 and out. Great knock, though. Bloody hell. Horace says it's dead bowling and pitch is good for batting. That's true. Charles says Fridays at work, India. How my boss expects me to work. Scotland, how I actually work. Any which way, weekend cravings, lol. Rose says KL Rahul, 50 off 14 for Kings 11. He can do it. That's true. Like, I get what you're saying, Ray, but I think internationally he has been quite good until recently. His average in international cricket is 30, which is not bad. In T20 cricket, it's pretty good. But I think, obviously he got dropped in that England series, lacking a bit of confidence, but it's come back nicely. Ray is happy for Mark Watt, one of the best players in the comp. Agreed. Go check out his my interview with him if you guys want to. It's under the cricket interview playlist on the channel. Interviewed himself, interviewed Hayden Walsh Jr., obviously he plays West Indies, and also a bunch of counter cricketers, so worth checking it out. This is Kohli to hit the winning runs with boundaries. Probably, man. Probably. I will not be surprised. Will not be surprised. Honestly. One brown drum means so you expect them to hit well, they need 4, don't they? So yeah, probably. You're probably right. Right, so just tucked into the leg side for a single. That will be Kohli getting off strike. And she says, "What happened to your meeting? Got cancelled." I basically said I can't do it. I'm watching the cricket. No, I didn't. It just got cancelled. Carl agrees the leggies on, and a single, and then very well bowled leggy as well, like that, not. Oh, there we go. Done and dusted. Sirikuma Yadav smashes Chris Greaves even for 6. Done. Harris says, any streams tomorrow? Probably not. Abdullah says, meetings are overrated just like bosses. I have no comment on that. I have no comment on that. I have no comment on that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, man. Just crazy, man. What's on tomorrow? Let's have a look at the games tomorrow. I think I might try and do one tomorrow. Australia versus West Indies in the morning, England South Africa in the evening. Ooh. If I do one, it will probably be the first half of the Australia West Indies match. I don't think, unless I can rope someone into doing some of the matches tomorrow, I'll be able to do it. But I'll see. I'll have to ask. I'll ask around and see. Maybe I can get someone to do England versus South Africa. When it says that was quick, it was quick. It really was. Right, India win by 8 wickets. That's an absolute thrashing, to say the least. They are going to be pretty. I don't know, man. They're going to be quite happy going into that Namibia match, that's for sure. Come on, Namibia. Come on, Namibia. Imagine if Namibia win. Come on, man. I just want to see something like that. Fairy tale win. Come on. But it says in the 2 matches that India won, Kohli scored 2 runs. Well, doesn't matter. They won. Reno says England versus South Africa at 2 o'clock. Yeah, I might try and get someone on to do that because that'll be quite a good game. Obviously, England all to play for South Africa, all to play for Australia. West Sydney's obviously out. England qualified already, so very very interesting, honestly. But yeah. This is get Aaron on again versus India Namibia, full game if possible. I'll try my best. Reno says, yeah, would like to see an upset. I agree. Like, it'd just be nice, wouldn't it? Look at that. All the bowlers for Scotland going for more than 10 and over. 89 for 2 or 6.3 overs. So their net run rate is now better than Afghanistan and New Zealand. So really, New Zealand need to win against Afghanistan to avoid any issues you'd expect. Let's see. Let's see. Charles says, good thing that came out of this game. India is their net run rate now is at parity with Afghanistan and New Zealand. Now they just need to focus on winning the next game, provided the Afghans win. Yeah. I mean, a lot rides obviously on that match on Sunday, so let's see. Andrew says, don't expect New Zealand to make it easy on themselves a national trait. Right, so looking at the table, Pakistan are top on 8 points, New Zealand 6 points. The run rate, as I've said, is lower than India's though now. But if they win against Afghanistan, there's no issues. As we've said, India on 4 points on the same as Afghanistan, but slightly better net run rate at 1.68, Afghanistan 1.48. And Namibia minus 1.85 points to Scotland. Well, they're on 0, so they haven't had a particularly good time with it. Yeah, that's it. All from me. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I do appreciate it. If you haven't already, please remember to like the video. It does help us a lot. And subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you very much.